Hello again, this is author Nathaniel Sewell. That's my pen name. At any rate, I think I've explained my pen name, but I wanted to continuing with the theme that I've had with some other videos about some of my novels. This is A Year Inside the Moon, and I'll show you the book cover here in a few seconds. This book is about divorce recovery. As I've said before, I don't write any novel unless it's about something that either pisses me off or something that makes me extremely curious. At any rate, it's something that bothers me, so to speak. I just don't write any kind of novel. That's probably the reason you probably never heard of me, because I'm not a detective series guy and I don't write anything dirty. I would challenge you, if you're a creative person, that if you're going to write, try to write as clean as possible and as simple as possible too. That's a hard lesson to learn that I learned a long time ago. But A Year Inside the Moon is about a character going in and out of a bar restaurant. And the Moon, in truth, is a bar that used to exist in downtown St. Petersburg called a Moon Underwater. And Moon Underwater has two derivations. One is comes from back in the day. That's kind of how the British would Shanghai you into the army. You'd accept the Queen's shilling, I believe, is what the story is, and you see froth around it. You'd say there's the moon underwater, so you're hooked, so to speak. The other comes from George Orwell. That was his last public Saturday night post on the radio. And The Moon Underwater, what that was all about was George Orwell's description of a proper public house, sort of a place where the waitresses and bartenders all knew their guests. They're all middle-aged, they're very professional. And he wanted to describe them. I think he gave it a top 10. But regardless, those are two areas where the book title comes from. But again, the theme is divorce recovery, and Rob trying to come to grips with now being on his own, trying to figure things out now that he moved back to St. Petersburg. I wonder who that could be about. But the other underlying theme is, do you have a guardian angel, some guardian angel looking out for you? And so that's kind of where I started from. The story unfolds in a series of vignettes. So each time he goes to the Moon Underwater, he's going to meet somebody new. Sometimes they're very funny and weird. Sometimes the person that Rob runs into is it's very serious. So you don't know. So I've had readers love it, some hate it. Some came back and said, it kind of worked because I don't know who he's going to run into in each chapter. So that was kind of my attempt to kind of sort of had a TV show, if you will. Every episode's a little bit different than the other. But the book cover, as I've done with these other videos where I talked about the theme, the book title, which I think I just explained, and the book cover. The book cover actually is a photo of the original Moon Underwater in downtown St. Pete. It's no longer there. It's a different restaurant, but that was the original photo that they let me use when I published this novel. I think I published it in 2017. I think that's right. And it's kind of a fun story in the sense that it all heads towards a hurricane, which in this case was Irma. So I reversed the time horizon, and so it's really 12 months before Irma hits. And I'll let you kind of wonder where that goes. But it was a fun book to write. It's one of those things that you just kind of follow where it goes. If you're a creative spirit, that's what I would tell you. I've told everybody every time. Always remember that question, I never know. That keeps you kind of going. But, that old, I got an instinct here, let's follow it. And so I highly recommend you, if you're a creative person, just take it from me. Just give it a go. You never know where these things are going to end up. Nobody does. But if it's fun and you learn something from it, I think that's a wonderful thing. So, as they say, keep writing is number one. And lastly, we'll talk again soon. I'm going to talk about my very first novel I tried to write, and it's called Fishing for Light. And I'll talk about that in a subsequent video. It's a wacky book, but again, until we speak again on this video channel, YouTube. Take care.